Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a first impression. I'm really excited / nervous to do this video because I have been really wanting to do it since last week when I did my haul video. Not sure when you guys saw that, as it is not even finished being edited. But this is the Sephora brand stick foundation. It's called the Make No Mistake Foundation and Concealer Stick. I'm gonna go onto Sephora's website and read what this foundation is supposed to do because, truth be told, I was very impulsive in buying it, as I am with a lot of things. All right, so this foundation is $20. There are 12 shades. This is 0.41 ounces, which is actually quite small. Most foundations, like in a typical liquid form, are about 1 ounce. Out of 62 reviews, it has just a little bit more than 4 stars, which is pretty good. Did I say it's $20? Because it's $20. Okay, so what it is. First of all, the coverage is medium. Not sure how I'm gonna feel about that. Skin type is normal, dry, combination, oily. One skin type that's not on there is sensitive, so I'm not sure how that measures up. The finish is matte. I'm good with that. What it is, a medium to full coverage foundation and concealer stick with natural matte finish. All right, I'm liking the medium to full. I can work with medium to full. What it does, this is 2-in-1 multitasker. It can be used as both foundation and concealer. The creamy formula does not settle into fine lines and wrinkles. And the stick format is perfect for easy on-the-go application. How to use: apply directly to skin and blend with fingertips, sponge, or foundation brush. It does say it has cranberry and pomegranate seed oils to soothe the skin for optimal makeup application. It's kind of interesting. So I take it that is not oil-free for any of you that are wondering. I have not tried very many stick foundations. The one that I do own and love and swear by is the Hourglass stick foundation. That one does have a hefty price tag at about $49, I believe. The foundation color that I got is in the shade 6 Hickory, and I did swatch it for you guys in that video, and it is quite yellow, but I would much rather be a little too yellow than pink, by all means. What I'm gonna do is apply one side of my face with a sponge, my beauty blender, and the other side with a brush. I am, as always, going to prime my face. I will never do any sort of video or first impression without priming because it's something I'm gonna do on a daily basis. I'm gonna give it a fair chance by doing my normal routine. The primer that I'm gonna use today is from Milani. This is a drugstore primer. This is the Prime Perfection face primer. It's hydrating and pore minimizing. This one is oil free. It's about $9 or $10 from like CVS. And to fill in my pores, because we can't move on without doing that, I'm gonna use this little sample I got, Benefit Porefessional. I like to use samples up before I forget about them. Okay, so for a brush, in case you're wondering, I am going to be using this like standard foundation brush that I've been using for a while now. This is from Morphe. It's the M439. I really like the texture of it and how dense it is, but not too dense. It still has some flexibility here. And then, like I said, the beauty blender. So let's just go ahead and start with one side of my face. Okay, actually, this doesn't look as yellow as I thought it was going to look when I swatched it. It's creamy, but it's not like wet feeling. All right, so I don't know how much I'm gonna need, so let's just do that. And with this side, I'll do a brush. So that was one layer, not a lot of coverage. Let me zoom you guys in a little bit. All right, so I do not have perfect skin, especially today. And you can see I have this really bad dark spot from an acne mark that I had. That is going to need some concealer in itself, like a separate concealer, but otherwise you can still see my skin peeking through quite a bit. That one layer was easily a light coverage. That to me was not medium. Let me know what you guys think. I have pretty high standards as far as coverage go. It does have a great texture. It looks like my skin. It looks natural. A little too natural for me. So let's zoom back out and do another layer on this cheek. Okay, so I put a little bit more on. Oh shit, why am I using my beauty blender? Okay, let me go back with the brush. And instead of circling, I'm gonna stipple like this, because a lot of times you can get way more coverage. Yes, that's the coverage I'm looking for. Okay, that's the coverage I'm looking for. So, definitely, I'm like going around that blemish because I don't want to take any foundation off of it. All right, so I would say that's a good medium coverage. I did use 2 layers as you saw, but also keep in mind the way I was applying this was in this motion. I was not buffing it into my skin. The stippling motion versus buffing always gives you more coverage. So I really do like the coverage that provided. Let's do the stippling motion on my forehead as well. Okay, so still needs another layer. I do have dry-ish patch right here, which is weird because I never have that. And then also right here. And so that's a little weird. Maybe I feel like I never have that dry patch because my foundations don't usually cling to it. Like that dryness right there, like it definitely clung to it and is accentuating that. So that's not awesome. Let's do another layer. It doesn't feel dry, so I'm kind of surprised that it did cling to that, but it's probably just the formula. Second layer looks way better. The dry patch it's actually not showing up at all. All right, so let's go ahead and do Beauty Blender on this side and see what we get. I do have a gorgeous little blemish right here that is quite red, and I want to see if I'm going to need to cover that up with a separate concealer. I have a feeling I will need to, but let's go ahead and see what happens. Okay, so far, yeah, the Beauty Blender is the way to go, and it's really weird because of the texture that I could feel. I was thinking to myself, yeah, I'm gonna like using a brush just for this type of foundation. No, I can already tell you, look at the amount of coverage I got with 1 layer versus I had no choice but to go in with 2 layers over here. So the damp Beauty Blender really did a better job. Okay, so that provided pretty good coverage over that blemish. I don't feel the need to cover it up with actual concealer. I absolutely really like how it looks with the Beauty Blender. That was enough coverage for me. Let's go ahead on the forehead. Yeah, the Beauty Blender is way better, guys, because I did not have to apply nearly, now I'm just like picking up any excess product over here. I did not need to apply nearly as much product, which is strange because the Beauty Blender is a sponge. It naturally is going to pick up some product, but yet it kept so much more coverage, and you're going to waste a lot of this already not a lot of foundation, 0.41 ounces, if you're using layer upon layer upon layer to achieve the coverage that you're wanting. I like how it looks. I think it has a really nice finish. It is not completely dry matte. It is definitely more of a natural finish matte that it said that it would be. Oh my god. I would say a heavy medium coverage. It is not full coverage to me. I feel like you can kind of get it there depending on what your definition of full coverage is. This is enough coverage for me, but I wouldn't say like, damn, this is full. What else can I say? I feel like it was really fast to apply. Once you got the stick on your face, it was very quick to apply. So far I like it. I'm gonna go ahead and conceal under my eyes and finish up the rest of my makeup and then let you know what I think about how the product's applied on top, things like that. Okay guys, finished my makeup. Went a little bit heavy today, but we're just gonna roll with it. I do think that concealers, powders, blush, bronzer, highlighter, everything applied as per usual on top of this foundation. I do think that it looks really good. I like the texture. I like how fast that it applied. I am going to have to see, however, how it wears throughout the day. So right now it is 11:57 and I am going to do a few things around the house, run a few errands, and we are going to check in a little bit. The one thing I want to point out is this foundation does not have a claim for it being long wearing, which is scary. But that doesn't mean that it's not, and we're gonna stay positive and see how this goes. And from there, I will talk to you guys in a little bit. Hi guys, I will make this pretty quick. It is now 5:06 p.m. So it's been about 5.5 hours now, and everything is going pretty well. I have not touched up, as I typically do not touch up throughout the day, just something I don't ever have the desire to do, whether my makeup needs it or not. So I did up here scratch my face just like a minute ago because I was outside with the dog and I think I felt something like flying on me or something. So I like itched my face, which definitely did take off some of that foundation, but I'm not shocked by that. Okay, this right here, I can see a little bit more of my blemish. However, I can say wholeheartedly that I know that is my fault because my smile lines are apparent. They are not the worst I've ever seen, but throughout the day, I did notice them and I tried to like pat them out with my finger. And because of that, I kind of went down here to where the blemish is. And I know I wiped off some of the foundation. So what I want to try really quick is to, even though I have powder on and everything else, I do want to go on top of that just to see if I could touch up like during the day. I mean, that covered up the majority of it pretty quickly. Even though it's only one spot, it's nice to know that if you are someone who's like, oh, I want to like, you know, fix something or use this as a concealer, you can go over it and I don't notice any sort of like cakiness or anything weird, even though it's a cream product over powders. Longevity so far is good. I don't really see it like breaking up anywhere at all. It has maintained like a satin matte finish. I've gotten a little bit oily, very slightly throughout the day because it's hot as hell, especially when you're taking a puppy out like every 6 minutes. I am liking it a lot. I don't think it's like, guys, have you seen this foundation? But I do think it's good. I can say at this point, I definitely will continue to wear it. Will I repurchase it? I know it's hard to answer after literally just wearing it one time, whether I'll repurchase or not. I think I need to try it more. I am gonna do one last check-in just because I feel like 5 hours is like a cheap check-in. I will see you guys in a little bit and give you, at that point, my final thoughts. Hey guys, so it is about 7 o'clock right now. I thought that I would come on here and put in my final review because if you cannot tell, I've already taken off my lashes and I've started to take off my mascara just by kind of like rubbing at my eyes. And it's just that time of day. Sorry, Saint is being very loud right now. But it is just that time of day when I'm ready to take my makeup off. So I don't think that one more hour would really change how I feel about this foundation. I do think that this is a really good foundation and I would recommend it, especially for the $20 price point. I wouldn't say it's the best foundation I've ever tried in my life, but if you do want to try like a natural skin finish foundation that's about medium to full coverage, maybe you're really into the stick foundation idea, but you can't afford the one from Makeup Forever or the one from Hourglass that's even more expensive, then I think this is a great one to try. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. This is the end of the video. I do think that it's a good foundation, but based off of what I've said, hopefully you can decide whether it's worth it to get for you or not. Let me know what you think in the comments below. What do you want to see from me? More first impressions? I really like doing them. What are some of your favorite videos to watch? I'm always open to new ideas, especially since I'm filming more on my channel. And that's all I have to say. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon in my next one. Bye.